guys, welcome to Battle with the Turbo. Today we're Pins and Paddles featuring a new Chestnaught V from Silver Tempest with a super cool new ability called Needle Line, allowing you to place 3 damage on your opponent's active Pokemon each time you damage this Pokemon. For each copy you have in play. That means you get to stack this ability as well. You get to place up to 9 damage on it if you have 3 copies of your Chestnaught V in play. So we are only playing 3 copies for this deck, but we actually have a lot of support Pokemons for this deck. We need our Kricketune for Swelling Tune ability, helping us boost the HP so that we get to tank more damage with this Pokemon. We get to tank with our Cape of Toughness as well, adding more HP to this Pokemon, up to 320. If we have Vigor, we get to tank even more, and then we get to heal the damage with our Touchdown, doing 130 damage. Healing 30 damage every single turn using this attack. It is a very heavy attack though. We need 2 grass and 1 colorless to attack. So we have our Hisuian Lilligant from Silver Tempest as well. The new card that allows you to use Swelling Sand for 0 energy. You get to search your deck for any 2 grass energy and put it attached to your Pokemon, attached to your bench Pokemon in any way you like. And then you get to use it for 0 energy. That means you get to attach another extra energy from your hand during that turn, which is super cool. We are only playing 1 copy though, just because we may actually need to play Leafeon V. Since standard is super fast right now, we can't actually afford to play this attack every single game. Some games we can actually afford to play it. Some games we have to rely on Leafeon for the turbocharge, for us to use our Greening Cells to get that extra energy for us to do this attack faster, way faster than we can with our Lilligant. So Touchdown, if we play Greening Cells, we can actually attack with Touchdown on the 2nd turn already. If we evolve a Lilligant, we are only able to attack on our 3rd turn, but we can actually charge up 2 Chestnaught Vs. We can get two copies ready on the bench to attack. We have 2 Pokemons with enough energy to attack right after the first one gets knocked out, but we don't actually need to be that fast though. I actually prefer Leafeon, but Lilligant is basically there to help us use that 0 energy attack, which is super fun, and we also get to evolve as well, which is quite easy to do. We are not playing any Turffield for this deck, but we do have our Training Court to make sure they don't play cards like Temple of Sinnoh, which is gonna shut down your special energies. We are playing 1 Vigor, so make sure you play your Stadium at the right time. If they play Path Peak as well, you can't use your ability to place damage counters on your Pokemon, so that's why we need our Stadium cards. I prefer playing Turffield, but we can't actually play Turffield just because we need our Bibarel. We are playing 3 copies of Bibarel to help us draw cards. We also have Radiant Greninja to help us use concealed cards, discarding a grass energy from our hand so that we get to draw more cards while doing Training Court to retrieve it. So we also have our switch cards just because we need to switch a lot of times so that we get to use our V-Star ability. We are playing our V-Star for this deck. We have 1 copy of Shaymin VSTAR BRS do Star Bloom, recovering 120 damage from each of our grass Pokemons on the bench. So we get to use this V-Star power right after tanking with our Chestnaught V, and then actually do more times, attack with it more times, and then basically punish them even more times with this ability. We can also use our Shaymin to attack with the Revenge Blast, doing a lot of damage after our opponent has collected a lot of their prizes. So even if they 1-hit KO our Chestnaught V, we can still do more damage on the next turn with our Shaymin. If they collected 5 prizes, we can actually do a 1-hit knockout on a VMAX Pokemon, doing 320 damage with Revenge Blast for only 1 grass and 1 colorless. We can actually use our V-Guard and Big Charm as well for us to tank damage with Shaymin. So we can at least use, we can actually play our Star Bloom to either recover damage from our active Chestnaught by switching it to the bench. We actually have to switch it just because it only heals damage on our bench grass Pokemon, so this ability is quite tight. We can also heal damage from Shaymin as well. If they do a boss to try and knock out your Shaymin with 1 hit, it's quite difficult because we have our Kricketune to basically help us tank more damage with Shaymin as well. And we also are playing a lot of switch cards for this deck just to help us heal damage on our active Chestnaught V after playing it, after attacking with that Pokemon and tanking with that card. So we have 2 Bird Keeper and 1 switch, 1 Escape Rope to switch. Also 2 Gardenia and 1 Raihan to help us get extra energy in the game, so for us to attack more times with the 2nd Chestnaught or even our Shaymin on the next turn, just because it's a 2 energy attack cost. And if we can't play Lilligant, if we played our Leafeon instead of Lilligant to get energies into the game early, we actually have to play either Gardenia or our Raihan to get our second copy to attack with our 2nd Chestnaught more easily. So we also have our Ultra Ball and Incense to help us get our evolution cards, Quick Ball, VIP Pass, and Heavy Ball to get our basics. We have 2 capture in this deck as well, in addition to 4 copies of both Battle VIP Pass and Quick Ball. We have also 10 copies of basic Grass Energy, 2 Cape of Toughness, 1 Boss, 1 Serena to help us target any V Pokemons on our opponent's bench. And we also have 1 Drapion V to counter Mew VMAX deck, so that's all for the deck list. Now let's go for some gameplay! Okay, let's go for our first game. We're up against a meta deck, Mew VMAX if I'm not mistaken. So Mew VMAX is kind of the big thing right now because everybody is like spamming the Meloetta donk. Meloetta is crazy though. Like, You can do a V knockout on your first turn, going second with Elisa and a Fusion Strike Energy, couple tablets, and maybe even a Choice Belt. And if you do Forest Seal Stone with 4 copies of Elisa, you're probably going to get it with your Genesect, at least either one Elisa or a Power Tablet, and then you can Forest Seal Stone for another Fusion Strike Energy to attach from your hand. You got 210 damage on your first turn without the tablets, without the boost. You can't even do Choice Belt for another extra 30. So you can actually kill a V quite easily without even your tablets, without wasting your tablets early in the game. You can just search for even a Choice Belt with your Forest Seal Stone, or even if you need that Fusion Strike Energy though, you're gonna have to search for that card. So right now we actually did our greening cells for this game instead of Lilligant. We got our Leafeon early, and we did an extra energy attachment onto our Chestnaught on the bench. So they're gonna do Escape Rope, which is actually good for us because that means we are not wasting too many prizes this turn. Leafeon is not able to evolve, unfortunately. We're not playing Leafeon VSTAR for this game or for this deck. We have only Shaymin VSTAR. At some point I decided to add Leafeon VSTAR to give us the option of doing IV Star, while also attacking with Leaf Guard, taking 30 less damage with that attack as well. So we can actually play Kricketune for all of our grass Pokemon. Not only Chestnaught, but also our Shaymin and Leafeon on the bench. So if you attach a Big Charm on your Shaymin, you can actually use up your other 2 tool cards to boost HP of your Leafeon and also your Chestnaught, just because Leafeon, if it dies, your opponent is going to draw 2 prizes. I don't think you want to be wasting prizes like that, so we want to be denying them as much prize as possible. And that's why sometimes it's wiser to just attach your tool cards as you can. Sometimes it's just better to save it for your next Chestnaught. You never know what's the best thing to do, honestly, because we don't actually have the bench spot for everything. And as you can see for this game, we couldn't actually bench a second Chestnaught because we want to be playing our Shaymin. So Shaymin VSTAR can actually do a lot of damage end of the game to end the game and draw the final few prizes with your Revenge Blast. Shaymin is perfect, but you're gonna have to expect a boss though. If they do a boss, you want to be tanking as much with Shaymin as possible. That's why Kricketune is there. And if you can attach a V-Guard onto your Shaymin, I think that would be better. But sometimes you have no choice but to attach it to your Chestnaught. It really depends on the situation. If you can evolve as fast as possible, that would definitely be the best case scenario. Okay, here comes the first VMAX. They're gonna do Max Miracle. They're gonna do Cross Fusion Strike for Techno Blast. No Meloetta, no Elisa yet, but they can just pull it off in a single turn, which is quite crazy. 210 damage in a single turn. Like, without the double turbo, they can just play Elisa, and if they have Fusion Strike Energy attached to their Pokemon, while attacking, while doing damage to Chestnaught, they are not taking any recoil damage counters, because Chestnaught's ability does not work on those Fusion Strike Pokemons, because abilities have no effect on their Pokemon with that special energy attached. So Fusion Strike Energy ignores all effects of your opponent Pokemon's abilities, kind of the same as Enamorous. Enamorous has the same effect for Fusion Strike Energy. If you have any Psychic Energy attached to your Pokemon, you get to ignore all effects of your opponent's Pokemon's abilities on those Pokemons. It is a V Pokemon though, and it has quite low HP, so I don't think Enamorous has much value right now. I would say Espeon VMAX has more value because we want to be watching out for Amazing Yveltal and Lost Boxes like Lost Sableye. We want to be preventing damage counter placement as well. Miss Magia's Bravery could be a big thing. And Gravity, what's it called again? Star Gravity can actually be denied by that simple Big Parasol or even your Espeon VMAX. If you have Espeon VMAX with a couple energies attached to all of your Pokemon, if you play Arceus VSTAR with Espeon, you get to basically guard all of your Pokemon by attaching energy with Trinity Star, one energy at a time onto your Pokemon. or even play Shadow Rider VMAX to spread your energies onto all of your Pokemon in play, you get to basically guard all of your Pokemon from damage counter placements. That means they can't play Star Explosion, they can't play Star Gravity, they can't do, they can still do Quick Shoot and Inteleon obviously, but if you have Enamorous in addition to your Shadow Rider VMAX deck, you can actually prevent Quick Shoot as well. So that would be quite interesting. I would be interested in building that deck, honestly. Espeon VMAX Shadow Rider with Enamorous, because that's like full guard. But if they play Darkness though, if they have a like a Drapion or something, Drapion doesn't work because we're not playing any strike cards. I mean, they play like Moltres, Galarian Moltres V, which is still kind of a big thing right now. I wouldn't say though, because Urshifu kind of doesn't need Moltres anymore. Urshifu has Melanie, Urshifu has, I don't know, Flaffy. What's it called again? Gutsy Pickaxe. Raihan. Okay, right now we're up against another Mew VMAX. We got our first 3 prize with, I think we did Drapion. Okay, for this game we played Drapion to knock out our first VMAX. I think we got our first prize with Chesnaught. And here comes the Drapion. They have to kill the Drapion. They have no choice. If they keep it alive, we're just gonna attack with it again. And we got enough Serenas to basically target the VMAX. We can even pull out the Genesect. For the final 2 prizes, we have 2 prizes remaining, so we can actually kill a Genesect for the final 2 prizes to win the game. With a Serena, using the Drapion if they don't kill it. Unless if they have Orico Rio or like a Big Charm on that V card. They have to attach the tool card onto all of the Genesect though. And they are playing for a Seal Stone. So with that Seal Stone, they can't actually play Air Balloon, they can't play any other tool cards in their deck anymore, since, you know, it doesn't really work on your Genesect if you have that other tool already attached. So it's better to add other switch cards instead of Air Balloon. Okay, here comes Techno Blast for 300 damage, like a little bit overkill. It's not a Meloetta deck. It's a full-on Mew VMAX deck. I don't think they have Meloetta. Oh, we drew 1 prize though. Pretty sure we did a Meloetta knockout. I wasn't really paying attention. Sorry about that. So right now we're just gonna knock out. We can't actually do. We don't have enough damage. My bad. So we're just gonna do some damage with Shaymin VMAX, V-Star. We're just gonna do 200 plus damage with our V-Star, and then hope they don't knock it out. If they kill our Shaymin, we just need to play Serena, Chestnaught to knock out the bench Mew. They're probably gonna retreat and attack with the second one. So all we need to do is Revenge Blast right now and hope they don't play Psychic Leap. I don't think it's possible anymore. They evolve the bench Mew, so Psychic Leap is no longer possible unless if they, you know, do Shopping Center and Memory Capsule. You never know what they're gonna play in their deck. You really have no idea what they have. I don't think it's that easy though, and we don't see any, like, there's no trace of any of those cards in their deck yet. They haven't discarded any, they haven't played any of those cards, so I don't think they are playing any Memory Capsules. So we actually attached a V-Guard, but we got punished though. We forgot about the Temple, not Temple, what's it called again? Old Cemetery, and we got punished by 2 damage counter, but we are taking 10, essentially 10 less damage on the next turn. Okay, we're gonna bench another Chestnaught. So the ability you get to stack the ability, which is crazy. That's why, I suppose that's why it's called Needle Line. It's like a line of, like, you know, Quaterback line. And it has a touchdown as well. Very, like, it's a very sportsy card. I quite like it. And Needle Line allows you to basically place 3 damage counter on your opponent's active Pokemon each time they damage your active Chestnaught. It has to be a Chestnaught V, obviously. You know, for each copy you have in play, you get to place 3 damage counter. That's crazy. That means if you have all 4 copies, all 4 Chestnaught Vs in play, and if they damage any one of your Chestnaughts in the active spot, they have to place 12 damage counter on their own Pokemon. So that's why healing Chestnaught is kind of the main priority. And we have Star Bloom for that, but no other way of healing. We're not playing Radiant Serena because people already done that. Little Dark Fury has already built a Radiant Serena Chestnaught V deck, so I don't want to copy someone else. I don't want to play Lucky Eyes Pop. I don't want to play, you know, all of the regular heal cards. It's kind of lame, honestly. Using a V-Star power to heal is quite difficult though, because Shaymin only allows you to heal benched grass-type Pokemons, which is quite terrible, honestly. Shaymin's V-Star power is by far the worst V-Star. I wouldn't say by far the worst, but one of the worst. One of the worst V-Star powers yet. Like, you would think it allows you to heal from the active as well, but nope, it's only the bench. Like, that alone sucks hard, and I don't like it. Okay, we got our incense. We're just gonna discard something right now. We are playing way too many cards in this deck. Like, we have 3 Bidoof, 2 Bibarel, so you're gonna end up having to discard a lot of your Pokemons, but it's okay because I don't think you need them anymore, unless if they do a boss Avery. If they play Avery though, we might need to play Rots, but I prefer to play extra copies of my basic Bidoof. And even if we discard the second copy, we would have a third one. So don't discard your Bibarel, your second Bibarel. Make sure you keep it in your hand or play a Marnie to put it back in the deck. Be safe because they may play an Avery at any moment. You have to expect Avery. If they do that, you have no choice but to discard your Bibarel, because you don't want to be discarding your Kricketune or you have to discard Leafeon, obviously. You don't want to be discarding your Greninja or your other Chesnaught. Okay, they're gonna do another Cross Fusion Strike, obviously. I think we won the game this turn. Oh no, my bad. So we have no Serena, we couldn't do it. I think we did 240, didn't we? We did enough damage on the last turn with Shaymin, but we didn't get our Serena. So maybe they played a Marnie. I wasn't paying attention again. Yep, they have 24 damage counter. So my eyesight's not good. I have to enlarge the image. So they have 24 damage counter on the bench, and if we got the Serena, we would have won the game on the last turn. So here comes Escape Rope. They got 3 prize remaining. I don't think it's that easy for them to win anymore. So all we need is either to kill the bench Mew VMAX or the active, honestly, with our Shaymin. If they do a boss though right now to kill the Shaymin, it would be quite difficult. It would be quite difficult. If they do double bosses, we're done for. So Shaymin can't actually tank enough damage for the knockout to prevent the knockout because they have Choice Belt. They're doing 200 plus damage. Max Miracle. So only 10 extra. Okay, they didn't. I don't think they have any more power tablets. So they actually don't need any more tablets, I don't think. Because we don't have Kricketune in play. We only have 280 HP for Shaymin. And that means they just need 190 damage to knock it out. They don't even need the Choice Belt. But no boss, and we won the game. Oh well, we're gonna take it. Okay, we won with Revenge Blast, which is pretty cool. Now we're up against DJ Moneycat. They're playing, I think, a V-Star. I'm not too sure. Alright, it's a Regieleki VMAX deck. So item lock is going to be quite disruptive because we have a lot of tool cards. We have a lot of, not for the next generation though. For the next gen, tool cards is no longer items, and that's going to be a lot stronger against Vigor. Vigor is going to get rotated though, so it doesn't really matter. I hope there's going to be new item locks. We have Cryogonal, what's it called again? Freeze lock or something. Cryogonal actually allows you to use a 1 energy attack to lock your opponent from playing item cards. Same as Paralyzing Bullet, but it's a basic 1 prize with a 1 energy attack, and it allows you to lock your opponent's item for only 1 energy from Sun and Moon. So for Sun and Moon, there's item lock. For Sword and Shield, there is. For Scarlet and Violet, there better be. Like, come on, there better be. Item lock is essential. Hand disruption isn't really that big it's not that big in Sword and Shield though. We have Roxanne, we have Marnie, but Reset Stem, like there are so many cards in Sun and Moon that disrupts your hand properly. Unfair GX, Honchkrow, Weezing, Jesse and James, that's crazy. Like those cards used to be so insane. And we even have like the pickaxe, what's it called again? The X thing that allows you to look at the top card of your opponent's deck and discard it or something like that. So that's crazy. Now we have Misfortune Sister to replace for Alolan Muk. Honestly, Alolan Muk with the Adventurous Appetite ability. Exactly the same. The effect is exactly the same, except maybe only the top 5 cards. I think Alolan Muk is the top 6 card. I'm not too sure now. Replacing an evolving ability, an ability that only activates when you evolve the Pokemon, into a supporter card, which is pretty interesting. Like, they love to switch around the effects. Turning a item into a tool, Last Chance Potion into Emergency Jelly, turning a evolution ability into a supporter card. And here comes their first Paralyzing Bolt. So we can't play Escape Rope, we can't play Incense, that's a big deal. We can't play Incense, that means no Bibarel, and that's why we actually fished out a Kricketot. Because now all we need is 1 energy. And it's not that easy to get, you know, the Bibarel. If we bench a, you know, if we play VIP for a Bidoof, it's not that easy to get Bibarel just because we already have a Kricketune in our hand. They may just play a Marnie though, but they need to do Melanie, right? They already attached on their last turn, so they don't actually need to play Melanie, not this turn. They can actually play Melanie on the next. So they could have done a Marnie on the last turn. If they did Marnie, sorry, on this turn. If they did Marnie right now, then we can't actually evolve the Kricketot. So it wouldn't make sense. Marnie actually really screws up the game. Like, it just, you never know what's gonna happen. It makes the game so unpredictable. It makes the game so luck-based. It's all based on luck now, all thanks to stupid-ass Marnie. I'm so happy he's gonna get rotated. Finally, Marnie is gonna get rotated. I can't wait for fucking Marnie to fuck the hell off. Okay, we are gonna do our first touchdown on the next turn. I don't think they can deny us that. We have way too much HP. We're gonna tank another hit. They may do Paralyzing Bolt though. Paralyzing Bolt is gonna help them collect the knockout for sure. They need another energy though on the same Vigor Volt. So if they attach another Lightning, they would be discarding way too many Lightning energies on the same Vigor Volt, and they may not have enough for the next. So I don't think they would be discarding the Lightning. They may play Roseanne or Rod to shuffle back the energies though. They actually have Roseanne. You'll see later that they are playing Roseanne. Roseanne's backup. Because they got Galar Mine, Big Charm, Cape of Toughness, and Speed Energy. They even are playing Double Turbo, if I'm not mistaken. Double Turbo for Regieleki. Okay, they took 6 damage counter punishment thanks to the bench Chestnaught. And now we're gonna do 130 damage. It's not enough to kill the active because they have 10 HP remaining, unfortunately. It's pretty sad. It doesn't really add up, but if they're playing a VMAX, it does add up. Like if they're playing a VMAX, if you have 2 Chestnaughts in play, you just need to do 2 hits to knock them out. 130 twice is 260, and then if they get punished by 6 more damage counters is enough to knock it out. 320 damage total. 32 damage counters. New VMAXs have 10 more HP though. Typically they have 330 HP now. So we would actually need 1 more turn or like 1 more Pokemon checkup to basically knock them out. So when they do their second hit on the Chestnaught, they actually have to knock themselves out. If they're attacking with the same VMAX, they would probably attack with the other VMAX though. So you would actually be required to play at least 3 copies of Chestnaught to make, you know, to add up for a V knockout, to make the, you know, method to to have the perfect math to get the perfect combo, so that we get to knock out with one hit a V Pokemon and also a V-Star with maybe one hit as well. I'm not too sure about V-Star though. It's not that difficult, not that easy to kill a V-Star. If you have like 12 damage counters with 4 Chestnaughts in play, I don't think it's possible even. So if they hit your Chestnaught twice, and if you can tank enough damage while recovering with your Star Bloom, you can actually knock them out with only one strike. You can just do one touchdown and then wait for them to damage you twice to knock out the V-Star, because that would essentially be 12 damage counter on the active. If you have a third Chestnaught, I think you would actually need a third Chestnaught at some point. So if you play 6 damage counter for their first strike, and then when they damage you the second time, if you place 9 damage counters, it would eventually be enough to knock them out. Exactly enough, 280 damage, 130 plus 15 damage counters to knock out a V-Star, which is kind of a lot. 6 damage counter plus 9. So playing so many supports, I don't think we get to bench that many Chestnaughts, unfortunately. If we want to play Lilligant, unless if we're lucky enough for them to kill the Lilligant before targeting any of our V Pokemons on the bench, before targeting any of our attackers while we are doing our Swelling Scent, while we are attaching energy with Lilligant, if they knock it out, then we actually got free bench spots to bench another Chestnaught or a Radiant Greninja for the draw sport. We can actually have more copies of our Nidoline in play for more damage counter placement. Swelling Tune and Swelling Scent, the perfect combo, isn't it? Swelling, 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 swelling. Okay, now they're trapping us in the active. They are kind of stuck, I suppose. They didn't get their lightning energy. So I don't think we can do anything this turn either, because we don't have enough energies to attack anyways. Chestnaught don't have enough energy. So that's the bad thing about playing Leafeon. I think we only have one Gardenia for this game. So eventually we decided to add a second copy of Gardenia's Vigor to help us attach easier. Because we are playing Training Court. Training Court actually helps you attach with Gardenia a lot easier. Even if you know, all we need is one energy, because we're probably going to be able to attach an extra one while tanking with the first Chestnaught. We can attach one extra energy on the bench Chestnaught, get it going for the next turn, and then all we need is either a Gardenia or Raihan on the next turn to get that extra one energy from the discard pile or from our hand, and then attach another extra one, and we're good to go. Switch, attack, and touchdown. But we actually need a switch though. If you want to do Gardenia, because Gardenia only allows you to attach your bench Pokemon. It allows you to attach to any type of Pokemons, but it only allows the attachment to be placed onto your bench. So you gotta be kind of a little bit careful when you're playing that card. Okay, Regieleki has free retreat, but they got trapped by their own stadium card. They need to switch now. They need either to play a switch or Bird Keeper. And Melanie isn't really helping, because Melanie is only drawing them 3 cards. I suppose they kind of need the Radiant Greninja and the Trekking Shoes. They are playing Trekking Shoes as well. Speed Energy. So if you play Duradon VMAX, I think one of our last videos, we featured a Wobbuffet Duradon VMAX deck, and we actually got matched up against Regieleki, and they did pretty badly, just because they are playing nothing but special energies to substitute for the lightning, and only have like a few copies of the lightning. And I don't think they can do Paralyzing Bolt without 2 basic lightning energies, which is a tall order since they need so many speed for them to draw enough cards to get their system running, because they're only drawing 3 cards with Melanie. That's the biggest stumbling block for a Regieleki Vigor deck, because you're eating up the bench spot. You are wasting so much bench space just to use the ability. Kind of the same as Zapdos Moltres. You are wasting a lot of bench space. That means you don't have space for Bibarel, not enough space for draw support, or even you know, heal supports like, I don't know. I don't think there are any heal supports. Is there any heal supports? Togekiss? That's the only one that I think of. Search supports like Inteleon, Shady Dealings. Okay, we did Serena, and now we're gonna retreat and touch down for 130 damage. I feel like we should be benching the Shaymin right now, but I don't really want to waste my Big Charm. So let's just discard the Grass Energy. Let's discard the Grass Energy and the Bird Keeper. I feel like we need the Serena, just in case they attack with the Regieleki. So let's play our... Oh my goodness, we did Big Charm on the Chestnaught. Okay. Let's play Ultra Ball to get the Shaymin right now. I feel like we have to. And hopefully dig out the Raihan. I'm pretty sure we can last one turn with the active right now. I don't think they can kill the Chesnaught. If they do a boss though, they may be able to kill the Leafeon or even the Shaymin. Obviously, they're going to target the Shaymin with the Paralyzing Bolt. So they're doing 190 plus 90 more damage. They're doing 280 damage. But interesting thing about Regieleki is that if you use Forest Seal Stone after using Star Alchemy, you don't actually have any more abilities. Regieleki has no ability after using Star Alchemy. That's a very interesting thing that I actually didn't realize until after playing against this guy. This is a very interesting thing because they are only able to do up to 220 damage with Paralyzing Bolt. Not 220, I think 250, my bad. 250, sorry, 220 because we are playing V-Guard, right? We have a V-Guard, so they actually did 220 damage. Otherwise, they would have done 250 because they actually have 90 extra damage. They're doing 90 extra damage with 3 Regielekis on the bench. That would mean it would actually be essentially 250 after the damage reduction. But they're only doing 220. So the only explanation would be Star Alchemy, right? I don't think there's any other explanations. Because we have no other way of reducing damage. We're not playing Search as the Bath. We're not doing, you know, Fantina or anything like that. We're not reducing damage any other way. They don't have double turbo. I mean, they don't need double turbo for Vigor anyways. And Super Zap can, there we go. 200 and, oh, it is 250. My bad. Okay. I don't know what's happening. I was pretty sure it's 220 though. Oh well, it's 250. Okay, so Star Alchemy doesn't deny the ability. After using Star Alchemy, you still have the VMAX ability because obviously you have an extra ability that you get to use. An extra V-Star power, kind of the same as your Star Gravity. You have an extra attack. After attacking with Star Gravity, you still get to use your attack, obviously. It doesn't make sense. Sorry about that. So we have V-Guard, and that actually helped us survive, because I don't think we would have done with the Big Charm. We have only 260 HP. Oh, we have Kricketune. I forgot about Kricketune. So we should have done the Big Charm on the Shaymin, because I don't think we need it on the Chestnaught. We need the energy on the Chestnaught, so we already attached the V-Guard anyway, so we should have attached the tool card on our Shaymin, because they could quite easily do a boss. If they boss the Shaymin, the basic Shaymin on the bench, I'm not sure if they can knock it out with the Big Charm. So we have like 230 HP with Kricketune. With the Big Charm, we would have 260 HP, and they are doing 280 damage. So it wouldn't make a difference, I would say. The Big Charm would not make a difference at all. We would need a V-Guard in addition to the Big Charm on the Shaymin. And right now we actually have 300 HP on our Chestnaught though. But we couldn't tank enough for the second hit. So we get to reduce another 30 on the same on this turn as well, but they actually did Paralyzing Bolt Oh no, they did Paralyzing Bolt this turn. They did Super Zap Cannon and then Paralyzing Bolt. And that means now we can't use our item cards and we may not get our energy. Because we can't play Quick Ball, we can't play our... We're not allowed to play Escape Rope either. And we just got the energy though. We get to bench, but you know, we get to at least draw 2 cards with Bibarel since we are benching that Chestnaught. So we're doing 280 damage with Revenge Blast, winning the game against a Regieleki. That's crazy. Because we're playing so many item cards. We got so many tools as well. We got our Big Charm, Cape of Toughness. I suppose that's the reason why we didn't wait for the Cape. Because we can't attach it onto Chestnaught if they play Paralyzing Bolt. Even if we get it later, it would not make, you know, it wouldn't make a difference. We have 280 HP though. With the V-Guard, we can tank 310 damage. So I don't think we should have wasted the Big Charm on the Chestnaught. And right now we're up against a Ho-Oh Gardevoir deck. We have the new Kirlia from Silver Tempest and the Chilling Rain Gardevoir to do Shining Arcana, getting extra energies, extra type of energies onto their Ho-Oh, doing 30 more damage for each different type of basic energy attached. So they can quite easily do like, you know, Kirlia to draw cards and then Recycler to play Shining Arcana on the same turn. Obviously, once they evolve, they can't play Kirlia's ability anymore, but at some point in the game, you can actually draw up to 8 cards in a single turn. Or even more. If you have like 2 Kirlias on a bench, you can draw 8 cards by evolving both the Kirlias after playing their ability. If you have 4 Kirlias, you can draw 16 cards in a single turn. You can draw 16 cards. Isn't that crazy? And then 8 more cards on the next turn, every single turn. Insane. Gardevoir Kirlia is just crazy insane now, and Chilling Rain is not going to get rotated. That means Gardevoir is going to stay in the game for so long. It's going to be so consistent. Gardevoir deck is going to be the most consistent deck ever. Chinchino's ability makes Kirlia broken, and now we have Gardevoir as well. Well, we used to have Gardevoir, and now we get to play it with Gardevoir using Shining Arcana to get energies onto our basic, which is insane. If you play a V-Star or a VMAX with Gardevoir, it wouldn't be as consistent, I would say. I don't think it gets to, you know, I don't think you get to combo it with V-Stars, unfortunately, just because it's a stage 2. But you can draw with Kirlia as well, though. Even if you don't get your Gardevoir, you can still use Kirlia as a draw support. So I feel like it's still possible. I feel like it's still possible for you to play V-Stars with your Gardevoir. Shining Arcana, insane. Alright, now we got our first damage on Ho-Oh. Sorry, our first KO for 2 prize. And they got nothing. They're not playing Diancie apparently. No Diancie, no Pokestop, but they have Kirlia. It would make sense for them to play Diancie with Kirlia though, because Kirlia helps you discard, and then they get to play Reviving Flame with Diancie for basic energy. That means they're doing 220 damage on the next turn, 250 if they attach an extra type of energy, an extra different type. Viridian Forest would be so useful, but it's not allowed in standard anymore. It's Sun and Moon. So we have nothing but Eldegoss and Energy Search to get our energies. We can play Woodland Stroll Celebi, or, you know, what's it called again? Gordy, for the basic, for, you know, specific types of basic energy or even special energies. But I don't think those cards are really that good in standard right now. You can play Gordy for your Dewgong deck. But, well, we have Candace now. Candace for Dewgong. I've seen people play it. I thought about it, but, you know, decided against building the deck because it's way too simple. and I really want to play Candace with Kingdra. I tried it, it doesn't work because Kingdra is too difficult. Kingdra doesn't really work that well because you need draw support and you can't actually play Kingdra with, you know, Bibarel. It doesn't really work that well. It's really hard to build a Kingdra deck. Especially if you're playing Candace for Kingdra, I don't think it cut it because there's no water draw support. There's no draw support for water Pokemons. If you have like a water type Bibarel or something like that, it would make sense for you to play Candace, but Shady with Candace doesn't really cut it for your Kingdra, just because you need way more than just a single search. Like, searching your deck for one trainer card isn't enough if you're doing nothing but a Candace on your turn. Because Candace doesn't get you anything but energies and Pokemon. And if you have no Pokemon, if you don't have enough energy at the top 7 cards of your deck, Candace is not getting you anything. Okay, we are punishing them, but apparently it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough to knock them out, even if we have a third Chesnaught V. So we kind of need to play all 4 copies to make the ability much stronger. But if they damage us, if we do a boss though, right? If you can imagine a scenario where we have a boss or Serena, right now we can actually do a boss on the bench Ho-Oh and then damage it while hoping that they actually attack with the second one. If they have enough energy to attack with the first one, sorry, with the same Ho-Oh after we damage the bench one, then they can actually avoid the knockout on the one that just got pushed to the bench. I don't think I'm making myself very clear. So if we damage the one on the bench right now, we can actually put pressure on them to knock themselves out on the next turn. But they can actually play Gardevoir though. They can still attack with Gardevoir. So Brainwave is also doing a lot of damage, and they may actually do enough to knock us out. Because we have no... Vigor doesn't work on Gardevoir, and I don't think Kricketune is boosting enough HP. We drew a Cape of Toughness from the prize, but we didn't have it in our hand on the last turn, unfortunately. So now, oh, they conceded. So they have no Psychic Energy, and that means they can't do Brainwave. They just need 1 Psychic though, but they're only doing, if I'm not mistaken, 120 damage. I don't think it's enough. 120, it is enough though, because we have nothing but Kricketune. So we have 270 HP and 16 damage counters. I think 120 is enough. Pretty sure. I'm not sure if it's 90 plus or 60 plus. Is it 90 plus? Brainwave for 90 plus 30x? I forgot. It's a stage 2 though. It would make sense if it's 90 plus, because it's 3 energy. 60 plus for Zacian, right? Celebration Zacian. 90 plus for Gardevoir. Pretty sure. Because otherwise they would need, if it's 60 plus, they would need 2 Psychic Energy on the Gardevoir to knock out the Chestnaught. Because 90 damage is not enough, I don't think. Because we have 270 HP. Okay, here comes a Ditto control box. So Torment is going to be useless, because each time they damage our Pokemon, Chestnaught is going to put damage counters on them. So it's an automatic repellent for Ditto, for any decks that play, effects of attacks that have to do damage at the same time. If they play, a Torment or Miltank, it's an automatic counter with our Nidoline. We got to use our ability to basically put damage counters on them and slowly kill them off using that, V rule box ability, instead of placing damage, instead of attacking the Miltank, instead of canceling Cologne, instead of doing, playing any other 1 prize cards to attack, we have our Nidoline to counter Miltank. Okay, Tracking Shoes. They're playing Ice Q as well, which is pretty interesting. Ice Q is gonna basically deny them, is the same thing, isn't it? Ice Q and Morpeko is the same thing. They have to do damage while attacking, while, you know, activating the effect. And each time they do damage on our Chestnaught, they have to take the damage counter. So Ice Q wouldn't actually help them. Morpeko is definitely not going to help them as well. Even if we are not doing any damage on the Ditto, they are going to kill themselves. They're going to kill themselves eventually because they are only doing 20 damage with Torment, only doing 70 damage with Ice Q. They are not intending, they don't want to be, they are not intending on doing enough damage for the knockout. They want to play the effect, but in order to use the effect, they have to do damage. So they can't get past our ability. The only way is to play Path of the Peak, and they can't actually play Path of the Peak because they are playing Radiant Venusaur for the draw support. Path of the Peak is going to shut down their draw engine, and they have no other way of drawing cards. They should be playing Bibarel though, right? I mean, it would make sense for a Ditto control box to play Bibarel or Chinchino. Chinchino would be better though, because you got to discard your Yveltal, your Morpeko, Jinx as well. You got to discard all of your one price control cards, Mawile with Chinchino, and then play Ditto to attack. Rescue Carrier, Tuned Energy, Double Turbo. Pretty crazy. You can do Aurora Energy to substitute for either Water using Ice Cube, or Evolving Skies Ice Cube is pretty crazy, isn't it? You get to use the Flying Pikachu effect. Use Max Balloon to prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from your opponent's basic Pokemon on the next turn. Only for one turn though, but if your opponent play Escape Rope, they can easily counter that. If they do Escape Rope Boss or even Canceling Cologne doesn't work, my bad, because the effect of attack. If they do Diurna VMAX, Max Miracle, they can still get past that ability. Phoebe as well, not many people play Phoebe. Phoebe with Single Strike, I don't think you need Single Strike anymore, because you have Urshifu. Single Strike Urshifu is doing one blow to ignore all effects anyways, but I don't think you should be playing one blow against a one price card. You don't want to be killing a one price to discard all of your energy, drawing only one price for such a huge cost. So Phoebe would actually help you draw prizes a lot faster, while also retaining your energy. It's a supporter card though, and you know, it's not really that, I mean, it doesn't really do much. If they play Miltank, I would rather play Canceling Cologne. But that's not our concern right now. We don't need Canceling Cologne for this deck, which is very, very interesting. I'm very happy that it's an automatic counter against Miltank. I'm quite surprised that you get to stack the ability though. Like, I didn't realize that you get to use Chestnaught like that until I got matched up against an opposing player. So that player actually plays Chestnaught with Rillaboom, Voltage Beat Rillaboom and Kricketune, which is a lot more consistent, but I prefer to play a quirky deck, you know, and make it consistent by using, you know, different cards from different sets, and kind of patch things together and make it just as consistent. You know, just a different way of playing the game. It's not better or worse, it's just a different way. I would say you would get the same amount of win rates with this deck as that Rillaboom, because they have no draw support. They're playing Rillaboom with Kricketune, a stage 2 with a stage 1. They don't actually bother to play enough draw supports, so they would probably have a lot more supporter cards in their deck to substitute for 0 Bibarels and 0 Snorlax. I think 1 or 2 Snorlax would help a lot though. If you're playing that many Pokemons in your deck, you don't have the space for Bibarels. Radiant Greninja as well. Okay, we got really lucky for this game, because we had to flip 2 coins. We had to flip a coin for the confusion and also another coin for the hit smash. Because if we flip a second tails, if we flip a tails for the second coin, we are doing 0 damage with that attack. So we actually get to draw an extra prize by flipping 2 coins. It's like bringing me all the Jirachi feels. Amazing Jirachi, sorry, not amazing Jirachi. Radiant Jirachi flipping 2 coins for a free knockout. We're only doing 100 damage though. Bibarel is only doing 100. But I got pretty annoyed that they did the jinx and we got no switch card in our hand. We don't want to be wasting our escape rope that early. Want to be keeping the escape rope for, you know, saving it for a rainy day. So I think now would be the time to be playing either the Bird Keeper or the escape rope, but we already played our support card. So let's do escape rope right now. Oh, we actually did retreat. We retreat and reattach the energy onto the Bibarel. And again, we are saving our switch cards in our hand. So Jinx is probably the best way that they can win this game with. If they discard special energies, we got our basic grass. Yveltal's not doing anything. Morpeko is not doing anything. Ice Cube is not doing anything because we have Chesnaught. This is a perfect matchup. Chesnaught is shining really, really well for this game right now. Okay. Fits like a glove, doesn't it? So right now we have a special energy in our hand. They can play Cry of Destruction on the next turn with Ditto, but they're only discarding 1 energy though. They're probably going to do Crushing Hammers. So let's just retrieve the grass. Oh my goodness, they played their stadium card. Okay. They do have it. They have their path at the peak. They have the path, and that means they can play Ice Cube right now. They can do Ice Cube for a Chestnaught knockout and eventually destroy us. But we have our Leafeon. We are actually playing a Leafeon VSTAR for this game. So for some games, you'll see a VSTAR, a second VSTAR in the same deck, which is a bit weird. But I think we only are playing 1 Gardenia for this deck to replace for the Leafeon. We have only 1 Gardenia's Vigor for this game, which isn't really ideal. You want to be playing more than 1 copy. Because sometimes you have either your Lilligant or your Petilil prized. And that means you are forced to play either Heavy Ball or Quick Ball to get to summon your Leafeon onto the bench to do Greeting Cells. And then if you do Greeting Cells for your first attack, then on your for your next Chestnaught, you're going to have to play either Gardenia's Vigor or Raihan. If you don't get either Gardenia or Raihan to attach enough energies onto your bench Chestnaught, because you won't have enough turns to attach 2 energies to prepare for the next attacker. You won't have enough time to charge up the next Chestnaught. Lilligant gives you a lot of energies though, because it's a free energy attack. That means you get to attach an extra energy from your hand to a second Chestnaught. That means you have 3 energy attached on a single turn. And then while attacking on the next turn, you can tank, and then you get another extra energy on the next to basically attach onto the second Chestnaught. And then after the knockout, you get to play a second Chestnaught without playing a Gardenia, without playing a Raihan. So Lilligant is a evolution though. That means you're going to have to waste 1 turn to attach the energy. But we are basically compensating by, having not to require, not having to require a Gardenia being played. My grammar is not too good right there. Okay, right now we're up against a Keldeo deck box player. I have no idea what they're playing. Okay, we got VIP Pass. So I tried this deck with 1 capture. It doesn't work. I don't know why. They're forcing everyone to play that many captures now. Because Mew VMAX is all over the place. Mew VMAX is just fucking infesting the ladder. It's just so fucking frustrating. Mew VMAX is everywhere. Holy shit. Like, what the fuck is happening? I would be okay with playing against a Lugia V-Star, but these days, PTCGO is just infested with Mews. I guess for the live app, you would meet a lot of Lugias. No Regieleki though. I suppose Regieleki is quite expensive. You would think Lugia is more expensive though, right? Except for the live. If you're playing in live, you know, it's quite easy to get Lugia. Not on the online app. Not so much. But there are a lot of rich kids on the online app. Like, I meet a lot of rich kids playing this game. And they play crazy decks, like, you know, crazy meta decks that are so broken as fuck. Like, you know, Palkia with Kyurem, I hate that deck so much. I just hate that deck. It's really unhealthy. Like, it's way too consistent. It's way too fast and way too easy. You got Melanie and the ability as well. You can even stack the Kyurem VMAX's ability to attach more than one energy in a single turn. It's insane. You can do a V-Star knockout, you know, immediately after the first one. After doing Star Portal, you can do another V-Star knockout using that ability. It's just crazy. Like, come on. Broken. Why isn't there a metal deck that counters Palkia? I'm still questioning that. Why isn't there a Dialga V-Star deck good enough to counter Palkia? Where is electric types? Where is the electric counter? We have nothing but Raichu right now, and Raichu doesn't really cut it because it's an evolution and you don't really have the space to play Raichu if you want to do Star Chronos with your Dialga. It's pretty insane. I mean, I hate Palkia so much. Okay, here comes a Lost Box, and they're doing a amazing Rayquaza Mirage Gate deck. So they're only doing 20 to 40 damage at a time, unless if they get, you know, more than one copy. They are wasting the item card though, and there's no other way of retrieving the items except for maybe Silene and Floatzel, and I don't think they have the space to play Floatzel in their in the Lost Box deck, because Floatzel is a stage 1 and it requires a water energy as well. They're playing so many different energies, it doesn't really match. It was way too inconsistent. Okay, they have Snorlax as well to do Thumping Snore for 180 damage. Snorlax is now a good addition to any deck. You can basically play Snorlax with anything, because 180 damage for 3 energies is a lot. You can play it with your Fluffy decks. You can do a Thornton for your Snorlax. You can't attack on the next turn though, because you're flipping 2 coins for the sleep condition. You're virtually not going to wake up ever. If you do Wind Up Arm, you can still attack obviously, but you don't want to be playing too many of that trash tool card, because you can't do anything but attack with the Snorlax. If you're playing Snorlax as a support attacker, you don't want to be playing that many copy of that tool card. Okay, we're gonna do Bird Keeper right now to draw cards. I don't think we should be doing it though. I think we should be attaching the energy and basically attack again. But if we do that, oh, we're doing our first attack. I just realized that. This is our first hit and we just drew our first prize, and we did not play the Bird Keeper because we don't have enough energy for the retreat, because we need it for the attack cost. So Bibarel and Chesnaught are too heavy to retreat anyways. We have our Kricketot with 1 energy to retreat. You know, Chesnaught is very heavy, so it has like 4 energy retreat. It would make a lot of sense for you to play a switch card, to not just switch and heal 30 damage from the active. You get to basically combo it with your ability, because you're recovering more damage with that item card. And then you also get to basically switch to the bench for you to play Star Bloom using your Shaymin. I would really love to play nothing but, you know, Gardenia, Shaymin, and Chestnaught. But just because we need, you know, we want to be featuring, want to be making this game a little bit more fun, want to include Lilligant for this deck, just to help out with the energy attachment. If we play with too many Gardenias, it may not show up at the right time. So I would say if you play nothing but Bibarel with Gardenia, you would need 4 copies of Pokegear, or even, I don't think Luminion works though. I don't think you should be playing Luminion, because if you do Luminion, you're gonna need Thornton. I would prefer to do that though. Thornton for Shaymin is gonna work way better. It's gonna be a lot more consistent than hoping your opponent does not do a boss on your Shaymin. You can play your Camo Poncho on the Shaymin VSTAR to deny them from doing a boss, but they can still do a switch, what's it called again? Cross switcher to drag it out, or even IV Star, Star Rondo. We have Mawile VSTAR now to pull out the Shaymin from the bench. Okay, we're gonna draw our second prize right now. They got Snorlax on the bench, no Rayquaza yet. Lost Box players love to play Celebrations Kyogre. I don't know why they love Celebrations Kyogre so much. They love to do it at the last second. Like at the very last second, they pull off a Energy Recycler and then do Mirage Gate, another Energy Recycler. They need double Energy Recycler though. It's not that easy to play Celebrations Kyogre for 250 damage on the last, like for the last turn. It's kind of ridiculous, I would say, because you only get to do it once, and you only get to do it on the final hour. It's quite terrible. But you got 250 damage on both their active though. You can actually spread damage with your Sableye first. Do Lost Mine to have like only 3 damage counter on their V-Stars. 2 V-Stars on the bench is all you need. And then possibly do a Radiant Charizard to knock out 1 V Pokemon early game. You got 2 prizes, and all you need is 4 more prize with that Kyogre to win the game with, what's it called again? Amazing Surge? No. What's it called again? I don't know what it's called. Torrential Cannon or something? I don't know what it's called. I forgot. Celebrations Kyogre. It hits Aqua Storm, right? Aqua Storm. It does 50x damage for each discarded water energy onto any two of your opponent's bench Pokemon. You know, you get to do a max of 250 damage, obviously. The math does add up though, doesn't it? Sableye first, then Aqua Storm. Very, very smart, but I mean, you gotta actually pull it off at the last second. So if you don't have enough turns, if your opponent is drawing more prizes, if they are, you know, doing a turbo deck, if they play Stoutland for Lugia V-Star as well, Lugia V-Star is Stoutland now. If they do Stoutland, they can draw 2 prizes in a single turn, and that means you can't actually win that easily anymore, because you don't have enough turns to basically get to that point where you're able to do a double Recycler and double Mirage Gate. Well, you just need 1 Mirage Gate, my bad. 1 Mirage Gate and 1 Switch to get your Aqua Storm to do 250 damage to 2 of their bench Pokemon. If you have a Manaphy on your opponent's bench, you cannot do your Aqua Storm on, you are doing 0 damage. You're doing 0 damage however many water energy you are discarding from your deck. For each energy, you don't need to discard water energy, you can discard any type of energies, special energy, fire energy, whatever energy. You're doing 50x for each energy discarded. But if they have a Manaphy, you're doing 0 damage. So that's why I suppose you kind of need Sableye with Lost City. If you're losting the Manaphy, you get to basically deal with it once and for all, and then slowly get your Aqua Storm, you know, slowly prepare for that attack to draw extra prizes at the final second. It does work, I guess. I suppose it does work now that we actually put enough thought to it. You know, a deck can be as consistent as it can. It can be really good, but if a player doesn't know how to play it, it's not going to work, right? So you're going to have to know how to play the game. You're going to have to get to know the deck well enough to win enough games, to win good games with it. And here comes the Rayquaza. Not even doing a knockout on the Chestnaught because they don't have a second Mirage Gate, unfortunately. 240 damage is not enough. And they're actually attacking with the Snorlax. So it's an automatic knockout. We're only doing 130 damage and our ability is helping us knock out the active because they actually have 150 HP. So against Regieleki as well, we get to basically do a auto knockout. But Regieleki plays a lot of path. They do a lot of path to the peaks, and I'm not able to win against Regieleki that easily. I got pretty close at one point, but they actually conceded, so I'm not able to put it into this video because they conceded way too fast, so I'm quite disappointed with that. We got pretty close at winning. Like, finally got so close and they just conceded. Just so fucking annoying. It's halfway. It's not like too early. It's like halfway through the game they just conceded. Okay, here comes the Rayquaza. And no energies. Surprise, surprise, they got no energies. Okay, I think I'm just gonna end the voiceover right here and if you guys focus on the game. Hope you guys enjoyed this new combo tutorial featuring the new Chestnaught V with the amazing needle line ability, allowing you to place 3 damage on an opponent's active Pokemon each time they damage your Chestnaught V, your active Chestnaught V, for each copy you have in play. That means if you have all 4 in play, we are only playing 3 copies in this deck though. If you have all 3 in play, you get to place up to 9 damage counter on your opponent's active Pokemon each time they do damage to your Chestnaught. And if they do damage twice, all you need is for them to damage your Chestnaught twice. If you heal enough damage with your touchdown, if you tank a lot with your Kricketune and your Cape of Toughness, with the 1 Vigor energy as well, you get to survive 1 turn, and surviving 1 turn is all you need to kill a V-Star with 1 shot. You can actually do touchdown 1 time, and then basically tank enough damage to do a knockout, to basically force them to knock themselves out by using Needle Line to place damage counters on their Pokemon twice. We're also playing our Shaymin VSTAR to do Star Bloom, healing 120 damage from each of your grass Pokemons on the bench. You get to heal 120 on your Chestnaught by switching into the bench after attacking. After tanking damage, you get to basically play a Bird Keeper and then do Star Bloom while attacking with another Chestnaught. If you have enough energies though, we are playing 2 Gardenia and our Lilligant to help us charge up our energies. Lilligant can do Swelling Sand to basically attach energies from the deck while attacking with a 0 energy attack. That means you get to attach an extra 1 from your hand, as we keep saying. And we also have our Raihan as well, our Training Court Greninja for the draw support, and also Bibarel. So that's all for this video. We'll see you next time. Have a great day and bye for now, people. Enjoy your life.